want you to be straightforward over here, okay, all right? I want my channel to go big, okay? And if you need some controversy, I want it right now, okay, all right? Did Gautam Gambhir tell Ashwin you're not going to play in the remaining test matches? Is that why he retired? Welcome back, everyone, to another episode with on Peanut Talks. Doing a little bit different this time because my guest Sachin has decided to go outside the country for a little bit
Yep.
for some reasons. And yeah, Sachin, look over here. For you, I still have the peanuts. I still got a whole cup of orange juice for you. I got 2 cups in remembrance of you.
You can drink from me, please. It's alright, mate. I'm here from India, so I'm actually in the home of cricket at this point. So I think, there's a lot of points to talk about today.
Very good, very good. All right, so it's been a while. A lot has happened since the last episode, and the dozen, 10, 12 people that watch our podcast has been like, oh, where's the third episode? Why you not release another episode yet? And like, oh my God, I'm so keen to watch your podcast. And like, they're like, oh, we watched the first 2 minutes. I'm like, bro, what about in the next 20 minutes? We're gonna give a fuck after that. But still, people have been asking, so like what's been going on. So yeah, I think we owe it to them. It's gonna be our last episode for 2024.
Yep.
And yeah, I guess it'll probably be the last one for you for a while as well before you come back again over here. So yeah, let's jump into it. So since the last podcast, we've had 2 test matches. We had the Adelaide Day Night Test. We've had the Brisbane Test as well. And I fair to say that after the highs of Perth, we have got a bit of a reality check. We have
We'll come back to that.
after Perth, I think the 1.4 billion of us had a colony set up in Mars, and now we're back on Earth again.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? How is it how you expected things to go?
Well, I go test for sure, but then again, I think we're gonna start with apologies as always. And I'm just gonna do it short. Apology to the Australian team. You guys are still fucking good. But apart from that, I think, yeah, Gabba was surprising. Rain saved us. But I think if not, it would have been 2-1 at this point. So I'm not surprised at all. I think the batting again, Bird, Corey, and Jaiswal saved us, but I think we're back to reality. The batting is shit.
Back to reality, and batting is shit. When you say batting is shit, Jaiswal, who was sledging Stark after Perth,
Hold on.
has got a couple of ducks, or at least one duck, right, in the last 4 innings.
Yeah, I think he got one duck in Adelaide, but then he's mainly like he's been in single digits. He's got him twice or 3 times.
There you go. And Kohli, like, I actually thought, okay, yeah, he has, got back in form. I even made a post on my own Instagram being like, the king is back. Everyone started hailing him. And the next 4 innings, he starts flirting with the off stump. Like, I won't be surprised if he has a third kid by the end of this tour, but not Anushka, but with the ball outside the off stump, because I don't know, like I just don't know why he just can't let those balls go. Because all the 4 times he's got has been exact same dismissal. He's been chasing those balls on the fifth or sixth stump, and for someone who's as good as Kohli, he should be able to like get rid of that, right? Like it's not a new problem. It's been there for the last 3 years at least. So
Yeah, I saw it in a review before saying that it's kind of concerning and also a bit, like arrogant in form of Corey that he hasn't worked on it. Like he knows that there's a clear weakness on that fourth and fifth stump, and there's no evidence that he's worked on it from England. Like I think the only time I actually saw him properly leaving the ball on fourth and fifth stump was against England,
hmm.
in 2021. Apart from that, like he just has that nag to just go for it, and yeah, there's just no evidence of him working on it. But then again, I feel like his body language was great in the Gabba test, even though he didn't make much runs. But yeah, look, the batting apart from KLO, again, from the like this was like the first innings of Perth. Apart from KLO, no one has looked prepared enough to play the Australian bowlers. I don't think I need Nitish Reddy actually. That's it.
I like you brought up Carroll, but just when you talk about Kohli about like going to off stump, but something just came to my mind, and I'm gonna gotta get a lot of backlash for this, but தமிழ்ல ஒரு quote இருக்கும்ல நாயை குளிப்பாட்டி நடுவீட்டுல வச்சாலும்
Yeah.
it seems like that, right? Like
Yeah.
every single test match, after every single test match, the only criticism he gets is like, don't chase the ball outside the off stump. And no matter how much, and I've seen like videos of where he actually works on letting the balls go. So, but like when the match actually, like when it comes to like actually performing, he starts chasing those ones. So,
It's a very fine line because a player who has probably the best cover drive in the world has that confidence within himself to actually go for it.
the
So
double-edged sword,
that's
yeah,
getting shot.
yeah,
So and it's also his weakest point as well. So it's you kind of have to feel bad for the guy as well because if it's your best playing shot, you will feel ever confident going for it 99% of the time. But then at the same time, it's such a fine line that you can also get nicked off. And the last 3 years, it's been that phase where he's on the wrong side of the cover drive.
yeah.
But then I think before that, any ball he was like on that offside, he was just stepping in and he was just crushing it to covers. So it's a very fine line. But then I feel like he needs. I know it's also very instinctive, so he needs to go against it. Like best
Yeah.
example, Sachin Tendulkar's Sydney, the 241, where he
Yeah.
did not play a single cover drive, even though Sachin was again one of the best cover drives ever. So I think he needs to go against his instinctive in the next couple of test matches.
Good. And also, like you brought up, Rahul has been like the best batsman for us in this series by a lot, like by a huge margin. Like for someone who shouldn't be in the lineup before the series started to now, I think like we're all relying on him to give like good starts, like at least go past the new bowler. Because if Rahul doesn't do that, then you're seeing Kohli coming too early, and he's once Rahul gets out, there's a collapse that's gonna happen. So
Yeah. I think the biggest blessing was him coming back to the opening spot. And he's been like again on and off, but this series he's just come back into the old Rahul that we saw, like the one in England, the one in playing South Africa, and also Rahul has this tendency. He plays really well in these overseas conditions. Because even he made a ton in South Africa last year, on the Boxing Day test. So I feel like he's been well prepared. He's been reading the balls, very patient. I don't know if it was a management decision to tell him to be that patient, but or if it's just his own decision to just, what, I'm gonna stay here. Make me like, play the entire day, but you can't get me out. It's something Pujara's mindset. So yeah, I think he's probably the best batsman from both the sides.
yeah. No, not a bad call. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But barring Travis Head,
Mm-hmm.
the best batsman from both the sides, and I think Travis said
Okay.
he loves India, doesn't he? I mean, yeah. Every year for a couple of months, he has a side affair with India going on.
Honestly, like he's my worst nightmare at this point. Like
Yeah,
I get him in my dreams, and like every time I were before, if someone said Ed, I'd have a smile, like, yeah, good stuff. Now the second I hear Head, I'm like, no, I'm out of here, please. I don't want it. It's just he's giving me that traumatic experience. World Cup, Test Championship, and now this series, impossible.
you're a committed man, Sachin. Remember that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Committed man, but still, I don't like Head. So.
All right. So yeah, that's Travis said, and Steve Smith's back in form. Made a. Why are you laughing?
Is he though?
Who? Steve Smith?
Steve Smith?
Are you laughing about Steve Smith or Head? What are you talking about?
I'm laughing about just the shit I'm gonna get after this, but yeah.
Fair enough. Steve Smith made 100. At least in the first innings, he made 100 in the Gabba. So that's again worrisome again going into Melbourne and Sydney.
But just sorry to stop you there. Didn't we say the same thing about Kohli when he made 100 in Perth, and then we haven't seen anything of him? So I mean, as veteran as they are, and as legendary posture, it really worrisome because the Steve Smith I saw on the second innings of Gabba he just wasn't there. So
yeah. I mean, they were going for quick runs in the second innings. They were trying to, make sure that India bats as quick as they can. So maybe, we can look over that. But coming to Melbourne, like at least India would know, like, okay, like Steve Smith's on the back of some runs. Maybe might not be back in fully like in prime Steve Smith form, but like at least he has some runs under his belt. So that's something to be cautious about. And yeah, I mean, so with all that said, I think after these three tests, the biggest news is
Yeah.
my boy, Ashwin retiring out of nowhere. I mean, we expected like after the series there were like a couple of people who might retire, and Ashwin was probably one of them as well. But that was a bit too abrupt, right? But like because there's two sides to things. One side that's like, oh yo, Ashwin, no, man, like he's
Yeah.
so much in it. And there's another side that of people that's going like, they yara man, Yulo series Narula and like he has like just left the team like that and just retired. Like is he being a bit selfish over there? Like, what do you reckon has happened? Like, why after the GABA test he's just been like, yeah, I'm done. I'm calling it quit and just left now.
Look, there could be multiple reasons, but the reasons I can think, look, I've seen some interviews of sportsmen who just retire out of the blue, like Ashwin, for
Mm,
example, Adam Gilchrist.
mm,
And he just said, like, look, he dropped a catch, he looked at Matthew in the slips, and he said, I'm done. Like, he
mm.
might have had just one of those
Yeah,
instant
but
decisions.
Ashwin did not even play in the GABA test though.
But he might have just had that thought. Like, I saw Ashwin saying in an interview saying that he had that thought on the third day, like, just sitting there and waiting for the rain to stop. And
Mm.
he said, yep, you know what? I think it's time. So, and a legend of his size can obviously dictate when he wants to retire. I think the second point, I think this might be the most valid one for me, is I think the team management might have said that, look, the chances of you playing in the Melbourne and Sydney test, or at least the Melbourne test, is not like, it's very unlikely, which is shocking if it did happen. But yeah, there have to be some kind of conversation that happened. It's either that you just add that, you know what, I'm hanging up the boots, I'm done, or the team management has said that we're
Ashwin,
not picking
hold up, hold
you.
up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I want you to be straightforward over here, okay, all right? I want my channel to go big, okay? And if it needs some controversy, I want it right now, okay, all right? Did Gautam Gambhir tell Ashwin you're not going to play in the remaining test matches? Is that why he retired?
The
Go.
way they pick the way they're picking
Yes or
teams,
no question, and then you can give your justification.
I'd say 80% yes.
What? No, yes or no? I don't need your percentage.
Yes, I'd say yes.
Why?
And to justify that, I think the way they're picking the teams, the fact that they went and picked Washington Sundar in the first test,
Hmm.
and then to play Ashwin for day and night, and then to play Jadeja for Gabba, like there's a lot of. I think they were just trying to put all the spinners in the first three tests and pick the best one out of it. But the reality is none of them actually performed. So it's kind
At
of,
least from a bowling perspective.
huh?
At least from a bowling perspective, because Jadeja made like a few runs in the
Yeah,
previous.
exactly. Yeah, Jadeja made some runs, but I feel like going forward they would have said that we might just play one spinner in Melbourne and Sydney because Nitish Reddy has been really good for the team, and
Hmm.
they're going to drop a pacer as well. So I feel like it would have been a call that the management made. And I think, look, just looking at the way they pick teams, you can't pick spinners, different spinner each game. Like spin bowling is an art. Like you gotta keep doing it again, and work over the batsman to actually get them out. If you look at Nathan Ryan, he doesn't come and grab fifers in the first test. He grabs them in the last two or three tests, and so did Ashwin every single time. So I think it's kind of a dumb decision by the team to actually pick three different spinners in three matches. And I feel like there's a call mate. I feel like Jadeja scoring runs. They said, yep, he's in the team for the next two tests. Nitish Reddy is going to be the other fast bowling all rounder, and then we're going to go with the Pacers. So, yeah, I feel like Ashwin was like, there's no point in me sticking around for another two test matches, which is fair. So, I think it's fair for Ashwin to retire in Brisbane. I think he can call it quits.
Are you sad though? Because I when I heard the news, I was like, shit. Because see, after my first memories of Ashwin was back in like 2011, 10 when he was in CSK.
Yeah. A lot of CSK memories for me too. Yeah.
The memories, and when he came to the Indian side, and for a long time, um, like in like early 2010s or like late 2000s, there was not like a good player from Tamil Nadu who represented the Indian team, and then Ashwin broke that curse by entering in, and he cemented. He played there for the next 10, 12 years. Like he
Yeah.
cemented his spot over there, and now he just left without like any farewell or anything. Like
Look, farewell and all that. I don't think Indian cricket really respects. Like, when's the last time you saw a farewell for any Indian legend? Like MS Dhoni didn't get one. I don't think You
I
know,
don't,
a lot of Wild Driver didn't get one.
I don't think no one said I wouldn't give you one. He just didn't want one.
No, I feel like all our players have gone and retired out of the blue, or like it's just happened. No one's actually like, apart from the last time I remember a player that got a proper favor that I watched was Sachin Tendulkar, but he's literally said before the series saying that I'm gonna retire after this. Um, but look, Ashwin, great memories for me personally was um in a lot of test matches in India when he was just coming in taking fifers. There was one, I think was it the 2016 against Australia, the most, it was such a fiery season. I think that was something I always remember. Like he was going against the press as well when they said, "Why is the pitch basically shit?" But he
I,
said, "Who are you
I
to call it?"
forget, we both were there, the 2022 T20 World Cup when he left the ball and then hit the four to win the match
Yeah.
against. That was something else, yeah, that day.
I think one memory that I won't forget is when he made that ton in Chennai
Oh
against
yeah.
India. I remember watching it at home and just screaming at the TV. Like I think that was such a good century. This
Against Bangladesh as well. When he made a ton against Bangladesh in Chepauk as well. Like
yeah, this year, yeah.
we
Uh,
were all sitting together and watching it, remember? Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like he's made like, and also the thing is, the generation before us, they had Arbhajan. Before that, they had Anil Kumble. Ashwin was that key spinner for us. Like if you talk about spin,
Yeah.
it was Ashwin. You recreated his cannon ball. You recreated the way like his action, his batting and stuff. So I feel like it was an absolute legend. I mean, the best after Anil Kumble, best off spinner we've had. So yeah, a huge miss. And I think India will start feeling that soon because I don't see any.
Yeah, that was my next question. Is there anyone in line to replace Ashwin who's as good as Ashwin right now?
I don't think there's anyone as good as Ashwin,
Hmm.
but like look, Washi is a great. Ashwin even posted on Twitter saying that Tupaki are putting a like the Vijay dialogue. So I feel like Washington is a good choice, but I don't think there's any spinner that's as equal to Ashwin at this stage. We did pick a new spinning all-rounder for the MCG. He's been added into the squad.
Shit.
Um, got his name, but he played in the India A tournament against Australia. So, but yeah, there's no real, you know, talent that I see. Even in Australia, I don't see anyone, but in India, I definitely don't at this point.
Well, yeah, big loss, and well, Ashwin, like from the bottom of my heart, I will really miss you. I pretty much watch test matches just so I can see you play.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
I can tell you that Ashwin, every time they drop to you, I was like, I look at the team and I'm like, fuck this shit.
yeah. I even like, bro. I'm not even gonna watch. I didn't watch the last World Test Championship final when I saw like they didn't pick the Ashwin in the squad. Like, I didn't bother watching the whole day, like the entire Test match, all
Yeah,
the.
I don't think. Yeah, I didn't even watch the last one against Australia. I watched the one against New Zealand, but I didn't watch the one against Australia. I also didn't watch the fifth test against England because they just didn't pick him.
They didn't pick him. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was such a key player that people would actually, and it's always been in the controversy side because they would pick him, they'd drop him. It was shocking for me to see like the best spinner in the team not being picked that many times. So
Well, yeah. Ashwin, I'm very glad that I got to you're a big part of my childhood growing up, and I'm glad that you came and joined us as YouTube podcasters now. We're all in the same league now, so hope to one day be making some content with you. But yeah, happy retirement, and yeah, best
yeah,
go Ash. All right. So before we end this episode, Sachin, Boxing Day Test match, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there on day 2. Unfortunately, you're missing out. But what do you reckon? What do you reckon is gonna happen?
look, I'm gonna be up here early in India watching it. Look, there's been a lot of tension going around with India and Australia. We've got Australia's got a new opener as well.
Yeah.
So it's actually very exciting, and I think the series is as equal as possible. Like on paper, it's equal. When you watch the games, yeah, Australia's been up on the last 2 test matches, but on paper, we're equal, we're fresh, and I think India has a real chance. We won the last 2 test matches in MCG.
Yeah.
We just need again our batters. We
Step
just
up.
need two batsmen to step up each innings. We're not asking for a lot. We're not asking for double tons. We're not asking for 6-5 partnerships. Just two. Rohit Sharma can just please make a 50. I'll be happy. And yeah, just
I
partnership.
I was thinking about this, right? Instead of Rohit Sharma batting out, honestly, what they should be doing is because see, the tickets to go to the Boxing Day Test match, it's not cheap by any chance. I'm thinking of getting a child ticket to go there. Okay,
Yeah,
the tickets they're at least like starting at least $40, and this
yeah,
part to ship you on the top of the stadium. Okay, the closer you get, it goes up like well into 100, 200.
yeah.
Anyways, Rohit Sharma is gonna get up for like 1, 2, or 0 anyways. What I reckon Indian team can do is let one of us, like the ticket holders, to go and bat face one ball each. If you get out, still get out. It's not like it's gonna make a huge difference anyways if Rohit Sharma batted, because he's
Yeah.
gonna make like a 0 runs. Because I don't know what happened to him
I honestly, yeah, like it's kind of like, you know what? He's been out of form for almost a year or 2 years now.
in Test cricket. In Test cricket, at least,
Yeah,
yeah.
in Test
Yeah.
cricket, yeah. And like I saw a stat this year, he hasn't like he averages 11.
You know what's an even more fucked up stat? Bhuvneshwar Kumar has a higher average than Rohit Sharma,
Yeah,
than Subman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal. Like
outside India, yeah.
outside India, like you're the fucking Indian cricket team captain. You're a Test team captain.
Mm.
Your role is a batsman, and you have a lesser average than a number 8.
Like even last time India came to Australia, Rohit Sharma didn't make a big difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I feel like the only time we actually saw him perform outside Australia was against the England series that we
Mm,
keep going back to. So I feel like he's got a real batting problem when it comes to Test match.
yeah.
Yep, he's made 12 centuries. He's batted great in India, but overseas conditions, a big problem. Um, and that goes with many Indian batters. But yeah, I think Rohit Sharma really needs to step up before the series. If I see him still continuing as a captain or as an Indian Test cricketer going past this series, because if we lose this series, being 1-0, and now going to Melbourne and Sydney, yeah, I think there has to be a massive change.
100%. And I assume if Rohit Sharma doesn't perform, then we're looking at his retirement, right? At least
Yeah,
leave it
definitely.
dignity. Leave it dignity.
At least Test. Like
Yes,
uh,
yeah.
he's already retired from T20, but I think at least Test match, I can definitely see retirement coming up because we wouldn't make the Test championship, so that brings a long gap in our Test schedule. I think the next Test we play is against England in August. So yeah, like I can see a lot of retirement if we don't make the Test championship this year.
And would you care the same about Kohli as well if he doesn't perform in the next 2 matches?
Yeah, I think there's Kohli and Ryan. There's Ashwin's already gone. Rohit Sharma, potentially looking at Jadeja.
I reckon he still has a couple more years left. With Ashwin gone now, I think we need one good spinner in India, man. Like,
Yeah, I think he still might have another season or two, but yeah, I think those three are massive. And if that happens, I think even though they're not in the team, Pujara and Ryan are basically announcing their retirement as well.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like it's that year of changes for Indian cricket. Like it's gonna passing on the baton kind of year 2025. I reckon.
Beautiful. All right. So let's see. We're looking forward to the Boxing Day test. Are we gonna win? You reckon we have a good chance?
Depends on the first innings, but I'm gonna say yes, just because I believe in Bumrah. Let's go.
I believe in Jesse Bai. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Sachin. I really appreciate your commitment for the first few episodes of Peanut Talks. If the channel does ever become big, I will make a Hall of Fame. You'll be the first one to be there. And yeah, I will.
Even if I'm in India, we'll try to get a couple more episodes. I'll guarantee you that.
Sure. And for all the 10, 12 of you that have been watching these episodes so far, thank you so much for supporting the channel and putting the word around. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you guys. I will see you in the new year with better content, much more stuff planned. And yeah, thanks, guys.